تتبع أخرى موكبا فاح أريجان 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 أوراق الغيم مروجان 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 والتقى الورد مروجان مروجان مروجان.
This is tough. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, everyone? We are back with another workout. You guys are going to yell. We're better than that. Probably going to yell in the next one. Let's be real. So the 8 weeks have commenced, kind of. It took me a little bit while to actually get back in the program. Badminton's been kicking my butt a bit, but we are back with a new workout. So we're doing a 3-day workout split, keeping it realistic for the first 8 weeks of this training segment. Once again, what the main purpose of the main intention is to take care of the amana that Allah given us, our bodies, and make sure that we can be as strong as possible to be the best Muslims we can. And in addition to that, obviously, is gaining, or through that, we're basically going to gain a lot of strength, hopefully size, and just like look cool. But today we've basically formulated a 3-day workout plan. You can do them all 3 in a row. Probably wouldn't suggest that because they are full body days, or you can basically do alternating days. For me, I think I'm going to depends on how sore I am after badminton, because it becomes bad. Like my shoulders get cooked. I'm not even joking. Regardless, today's going to be a good workout. Hamza and I are arguing in terms of which workout we want to do today. I don't want to deadlift. I don't want to train abs. So we're going to do rock, paper, scissors and see who wins.
I'm not going to tell you this time.
All right. Okay. Scissors, shoot. What do you want to do?
Day
2. Alright, here's the workout split for day 2 right here. As you can see, I can't see right now, but it's going to be on the screen. Pause it, take a screenshot, whatever you want to do. We're starting. Bye. Alright, so we're starting off with deadlifts. I'm a big RDL fan. I'm not a huge deadlift guy. Guys, I don't deadlift anymore. But I'm just going to change it into RDL. Doesn't really matter. So deadlift. How many sets is it? Of what? The main thing I'm looking at when I'm doing RDOs is mainly just pushing the hips back. It's just a hinging movement, right? So you're not trying to really kind of get squatty with it. We'll talk about getting squatty later, but all you're doing is just pushing the hips back like you're sitting down on a chair. For example, chairs right here. You wouldn't sit on a chair like this. You're going to push your hips back. So that's the whole movement. Pretending there's a string going back. One more warm-up set. One more, then we'll get into 2 sets of 5 to 8. Probably going to work in the heavier range. Yo, it's kind of heavy still.
كالنار وضية هبت كالريح كالريح قوية هبت كالنار وضية سارت بالعزم فتية طارت كالصقر أبية سارت بالعزم فتية طارت كالصقر أبية أهلا قافلتي يا قافلتي المهنية هبت كالريح قوية شبت كالنار وضية هبت
Remember, we want to fill in the 5 to 8 rep range anyways. Got 7 on my first. Oh my god, it's so hard. Get the camera. Alright, as you can see, just finished the first set. First 2 sets are of... The brain is not working, bro. Oh my god. Just finished the first 2 sets of the RDLs. Felt good. I'm really gonna like getting stronger in the posterior chain. That's a weak point for me overall. Kind of strength wise, I think it's gonna translate well over to overall strength and I guess conditioning as well. Main focus of this, as I mentioned before, is really just pushing the hips back. We're just trying to drive that big stretch, that deep stretch, because obviously long partials and lengthened partials are also beneficial too. But if you can get into that in your working set, that's even better. Other than that, moving on, since it is a full body program, we're going to be going into, I think it's a chest press. We're changing it for a slightly incline press, just because we want to target a little bit more of the upper chest. But yeah, let's move on. Let's get into it. Ugh! Oh, my legs, bro. Is it? What do you think is winning realistically though? Because it's like, I don't see how 100 men could win.
They can.
I don't think they're winning, bro. Because like realistically, a lot of people are saying endurance, like girls, like this is extensive research I've done on this. Like a lot of people are saying like, oh, girls don't have good endurance, but like neither do humans, bro. Like our rounds, like boxing rounds, like the average man cannot last more than one or two boxing rounds of like straight fighting. Like I know I can't. I was wondering, sure if we handpick a couple people Yeah, like John Jones, A-Hall, DDP, Francis Ngannou. Those guys have like actual shot. The average man is like cooked. I don't think it's actually happening. Because even if you do get the endurance kind of set, what are you doing after that? You're like, sure, you're like tired out. It's gonna take a nap. What are you gonna do when it's taking a nap? Start beating it like, All right, so moving on to probably one of my favorite exercises, the incline chest press. Just a warm-up set before we go into 2 sets of 5. I think the annoying thing about a full body day is going to be the amount of warm-up sets we're doing. Usually, if it's one muscle group, you can get away with like 1 or 2 at the beginning of the workout, and then you're pretty much set otherwise. Well, I had this opportunity. We talked about it last time too, and I know a lot of you saw it, but we'll talk about it again. When you're pressing, you don't want to be too flared out. So if it's something lighter like this, I can definitely flare it out without hurting my shoulder. But once you start getting heavier weights relative to your body weight, whatever it may be, if you come out too far and you're not used to loading that position, you're going to run a risk for injury. However, if you come in a little bit closer at 45 rather than 90 relative to the shoulder joint, you're going to have a better leverage on your chest as more of the pec fibers are going to be firing. And you can really get into that deep position compared to over here, where it's much more uncomfortable for your shoulder. So once again, get into that 45 position. Press, and if we're pressing incline, try to have a minimal arch because that's going to basically allow for your upper chest to work more than just your chest. But it's all about angle with the roof. So we're moving on to our first actual set of our favorite chest movement, the incline press. So before I started looking at the conquest type dumbbells, I want to look at the bench angle here. So we're really looking at developing the upper chest, and for that you want to make sure that you are leveraging it by putting yourself on an incline. I see a lot of guys, they put an arch in their back when they're doing this. As I mentioned in the warm-up, you don't want to do that because you want to let the bench do the work. We're not doing some crazy incline. I think that's probably about the second peg or so from flat, or the first peg from flat, depending on the bench you have. And if you go a little bit higher, you can definitely get, depending on your anatomy, a little bit more upper chest. But the further you go, you're going to work more shoulders than anything else. All right, enough yapping. Let's get to it. Ugh. Before I do that, look at conquest. 2 of them just sitting right here.
أبدا لن نحيد أبدا لن نحيد أبدا لن نحيد عن خطى الإيمان دربنا درب قويم دربنا درب قويم بالهدى القرآني أبدا لن نحيد أبدا لن نحيد أبدا لن نحيد عن خطى الإيمان دربنا درب قويم دربنا درب قويم بالهدى القرآني سائر في طريق الحق يا جند الله سائر في طريق الحق يا جند الله جند الله جند الله جند الله جند الله عهدا علينا أسود العرين نمضي أماما أبد لا نلين عهدا علينا أسود العرين نمضي أماما أبد لا نلين
حتى إذا خان النفير عدنا جنودا نلبي المسير.
Yeah, I know. Basically, gorillas were literally evolutionarily made for fighting. We lost that like centuries ago. We're not made like, we're not built like that. So basically, all the internal organs, everything that's important is encased deep in their body by very strong and dense bones. We're cooked. So if you keep thinking that, oh, we're endurance hunting, we'll make sure it gets tired and we'll start beating. What are you gonna do? Walk in, think about it. All right, 6 or Hamza is smelly. Oh, I'm done.
أراذيل ساموا رسول أهل العزائم فالقول قول الصوارم كي تسترد المظالم حتى الأراضي ساموا رسول أهل العزائم فالقول قول الصوارم كي تسترد المظالم حتى الأراضي ساموا رسول أهل العزائم ما دنسوا لي حمانا لو طوقته الضرائب
Yeah, I don't think it's tough. So we're pretty much done. We're pretty much done the major movements. We're done the RDLs and we're done the chest press. That was way more intense than I thought it'd be. I usually train like 6 to 8, but like that was hard. That was a lot. Now we basically got all the accessories left. The accessories low-key kind of tough too. That's what we got. We got abs, some kind of ab circuit, some kind of tricep push down, and then what else?
Shoulders.
Shoulder press. Okay, so we just gotta do those three, and then we'll be done. My friends, it is time for tricep pushdowns. All right. Main thing here, obviously, is going to be the triceps. I might program in some kind of dips, right? Because I know we mentioned that before in the previous video that I wanted to do dips for triceps because I think it's going to be good for our chest development as well as the triceps. So I might consider that. They are quite fatiguing, I'm not going to lie, but I think it's going to be worth the fatigue just because I think I want to get strong in that specific movement, just because I want to be a bad man still. The thing for tricep pushdowns, all we're doing is pushing the weight down, but you really want to make sure, since the triceps are smaller relative to your bigger movements, such as your incline press and your squats and your RDLs, you want to make sure you're isolating them properly, as Hamza mentioned this before too. Basically, all you want to do really is kind of focus on keeping the elbows tight. I don't know if you can see me. Keeping the elbows tight against the body. And the only thing kind of moving here is going to be your elbow joint. All you're doing is flexing or extending the elbow. That's all it is. It's not a matter of kind of leaning and all that. You can certainly lean to kind of get a better angle with the machine overall, but you really want to make sure that you're keeping it as fixed as possible, because that way we're working only the tricep, nothing else. Insha'Allah. All right, let's do it. Here, making sure we're driving the elbows. Make sure the cameraman actually gets a set the first time and doesn't fail. Cue the clip of me being absolutely flabbergasted. All right, let's do it. So. Can you stop breathing my
Do it. Hold it at the end. Hold it at the end.
I'm tired! Yeah, that's enough. That's
Do a side check.
pretty much almost done. Where am I in camera? Oh god, bro! I didn't know tricep extensions would kill my butt like this much.
He is now doing dumbbell lat pull downs. It's excellent. Upper back.
Last exercise we got left, we're doing a dumbbell shoulder press, or alternative known as a dumbbell lat pull down, according to Hamza. That's I'm not gonna lie. And then we got some kind of ab circuit. I think we were gonna choose one ab exercise that's easily loadable and really progress with that, or some kind of like gymnastic exercise and just do it for time. Not really sure what we're doing yet, but it's gonna happen. We're almost done. I haven't had a workout like this in a minute. It's kind of nice having a program so we can kind of push for better numbers next session, inshallah. But excited to see how this progresses week to week, inshallah. All right, let's do this. Keep shrinking, bro. Every time I check my height, I'm like, at first I was in high school. I was in high school. I was like 5'11". I was like 5'11 and a half in high school, right? And then I checked my driver's license. I'm like, oh, I'm 5'10 and a half. Okay, cool. And then I checked again. I was like 5'9", and I'm like, what's going on? I don't check it anymore. So the main focus of the shoulder press here is also going to be, since you're more of a pressing movement of the 45 degrees, you really want to make sure. Oh, that's actually some. This is really awkward to film. Holy, why did I choose this angle? All right, so basically, oh, that's actually nice. Are they picking you up or what? Basically, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're kind of focusing on the front delts. You don't really want to feel it anywhere. I imagine it'd be hard to do that anyways. But really make sure we're doing a controlled motion. I did kind of speed with those reps because I'm tired. Not really good excuse, but overall, you just want to make sure that you're focusing on keeping it 45. Not too much of an arch in the back. I know it's not halfway through my set. But overall, just make sure you feel the pump and have fun. It's really targeting the front delt for the most part. A lot of people say it's overdeveloped for a lot of people, but for me, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind it being overdeveloped. I don't really have too much of a specificity with it. I'm more so doing it for the power development when I do my splashes and my drops and all that stuff for Robinson. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, and I'll figure it out. But overall, main thing is really kind of try to control it. If you don't want to control it, that's fine. Your choice. Who am I to tell you? I'm some random guy on the internet. But have fun with it. That's what I'm trying to do. Moving on, we have some kind of ab exercise. I don't exactly know what we're doing yet. It's either between a weighted crunch or a leg raise. It's going to be something that we kind of want to track throughout. Logically, a weighted crunch makes more sense. That just makes sense because you can track the weight, you can track this sets and all that. not really rational when it comes to working out. I'm going to do what feels good. So I'm going to be doing a knee raise unless it's very, very difficult. All right, main thing here. I don't know. I don't really train legs, but drive the legs, I guess. I don't know. Because I'm so tall and nonchalant, my legs keep hitting the floor, so it makes it very difficult for me to engage my core. Because if I extend my core, which is important for hypertrophy, I'm gonna touch the ground. So I'm gonna change it up. Basically, gonna hold myself up. This is a horrible exercise to choose, but I'm just gonna do. I hold myself up and try to do leg raises or just do knee raises for today, and then figure out an alternative. It's so hard, like.
Let's just give it.
No. We're gonna make this make sense. All right, cool. I'm just gonna sacrifice this. We're just gonna do this set. Bro, how's my toe cramping? Yeah, I'm gonna see how much I can progress on this. I think there's gonna be a number of reps that I'm increasing. Because I've told you guys before, I really want to incorporate more calisthenics, just because I think it's a cool skill to have and just it's fun to do. This is something other than it gives you variety for the most part. That was horrible. All right, can't even talk. That pretty much wraps up the video for today. That workout kicked my butt all day, but in a good way. I'm excited to see how much I can progress weight-wise. I'm going to be keeping a journal with all my lists for the most part, just so I have an accurate log of how much I've increased in strength and mainly strength. That's the main thing I can track through that. But yeah, I'll keep sharing the workouts with you guys. I'm gonna try to do like 3 workouts a week, so I'm gonna try recording that for you. If I don't, just know I did it. Probably, maybe, to be honest with you. But other than that, I hope you guys stay well. Make sure you guys pray your salah. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, Assalamu alaikum.